there are some groups around town here um, that are very interested in, um, I won't even say are very interested in, that that oversee political campaigns. And it doesn't matter whether it's this one or that one. It doesn't matter what it is. The whole objective here is to discuss the preparation for that. And many of these people go from venue to venue to venue, and they collect donations for the political campaigns. And the people who are running, some of them are phenomenal candidates, but they have never been trained in how to face the public. They have never been trained in how to deal with the news media. So here is John Q. Public, who may be a phenomenal judge, a phenomenal lawyer, a phenomenal writer or justice, and all of a sudden he's faced with Hollywood. And I went to a meeting recently, and I said to one of the candidates, who's just brilliant, I said, "Welcome to Hollywood." He said, "Mm-mm."
What?
And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "This is a whole different venue than that which you have been trained for.
Mhm.
And you don't recognize it, but you have got to have the aid of a professional, because every single moment that these days they attack you, and here's the microphone right in your face, and what are you going to say? And when the media twists your words around, what are you going to say? How are you going to pull the heartstrings of that group of people when you know that pulling their heartstrings will put you in a bad way with this group of people?
Yeah.
And yet you're the same candidate. And it's very difficult to get these cognitively oriented people who have been so well educated to understand that they're in a whole new world now.
Both sides are having this issue. So if both of them are equally unprepared, does that make them
What do
equal?
what do you mean both sides, both political parties, or
Yeah,
all of
right.
them?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So are they coming out at a disadvantage if it, or are they just missing an advantage that they could have?
I think they're at a terrible disadvantage because they are missing opportunities that will give them a phenomenal lead in polls. But they don't recognize this because they haven't been schooled in it.
I guess what I'm saying in a way is just, they both sides are so bad that they're just like, well, they're bad, we're bad, everybody's bad. And you could get the things to change if you could be better, and then everybody would raise the bar, which I think is really important for both sides, because it's not just how you deliver it, it's what you're trying to say behind the delivery. And if you can't communicate that well, then people aren't going to see your vision, right?
You can't eliminate the content.
Mm-hmm.
You are there because of your content.
Right.
But where you go after there is up to your delivery. And so, I started writing some notes about this. And one of my Gildagrams is use the power you have or lose the power you had. Because you come in as an empowered, educated expert in blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, some nasty, because these days people are so nasty and hostile,
Right.
some nasty interviewer gets you on air and asks you something from left wing, or right wing, whatever, from nowhere, and you're totally unprepared for that. And yet audience eyes are on you. constantly. So you may be ill prepared, but you have to be able to think on your seat or think on your feet or wherever you are. You've got to deliver something that sounds so cogent that people want more of you. And that's what this business is all about. Training people in how to get the audience to say, I want to hear more of this person. In fact, I will even vote for this person. And people don't recognize that what they do and how they do it are two different entities.
Well, I think the introvert extrovert thing comes out in this in some respects because an extrovert, which is what I am, will speak and then think about it as they're speaking at the same time, right? We just blah, whatever we're thinking comes out. And
oh no, you're much better than I am. No, no,
well,
no.
yeah, well, maybe, but not, that's not saying much for either of us, really. We're both bad that way. And we we tend to just speak and then think about later going, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. But an introvert thinks and then speaks and then is less likely to say that. They're more likely to say, I wish I had said that. But either way, it can be bad if you're in the news and you've said something you wish you hadn't said and they just use that blip, or you didn't get the chance to say what you wanted to say and that blip will never be used because you never said it.
Count on it for them to pick up the worst.
Yeah.
And run with that.
Yeah.
They will pick up the worst. So I don't know. In my world, it's open mouth, insert foot.
Mhm.
And the only way around that is to have a script.
Mhm.
And we're not actors.
No.
We don't read a script.
I couldn't memorize anyway if I had to.
I can't. How come? You don't memorize? I don't memorize either.
I am terrible at that.
I have to tell you this crazy story. I had taken an acting course for a nanosecond. So I went to this class and this woman said, the acting teacher said, you have the look. I said, what look? I mean, I was a teacher in the South Bronx. This is how long ago
Right.
it was. And I said, what look? And she said, you have the look. You know what? I am sending you down to so-and-so, take this address to read for a commercial. Well, this is where I got into trouble. I went down, I saw the script. Oh, they said, you look so familiar. I said, really? Where have we seen you? I said, I don't know if you've seen me anywhere. Because I've been at PS 49, intermediate school 183.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying I'm a teacher.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was number one. So looks and what you have after that, what you emit from your mouth are two different things. And then they gave me this script that was so poorly written. So I started to change words around like an English teacher.
Yeah.
So, you don't change the writer's scripts.
Yeah, you can.
Obviously, I did not get that gig. But I said my days of acting are over. I can't act.
It's funny if you look back. I had to do a commercial for a university where I had graduated and they wanted me to say something about my experience there or something, I couldn't do it at all. I don't know what it was because they wanted me to say something specific, and as soon as they put the camera on, I just couldn't remember what it was at all. When it's word for word, I have to just be able to talk. And I find that a lot when people want me on their show or when they want to come on my show and they go, well, let's get it together first to talk about what we're going to talk about. No, please don't. I really don't want to know what you're going to ask me.
Right.
Yeah, because then I'll start overthinking it and I'll remember something and then I'll want to say something. I much prefer to be caught off guard with something, and whatever comes into my head first is usually better than something I've had time to plan.